Hi. So we're going today to discuss youth engagement in school and how these uh, affect each other. How school affects youth and youth affects school and so on. An open question is then, what do you think are some reasons that youth drop out of school?
To me, there's a large part of youth that feels not motivated in the sense of actually wanting to be there, and in the lack of socializing and being able to feel like they're a part of this core system, right? And that makes them kind of leap away from the rest and gives us these odd cases.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Have you thought about dropping out of school, or anyone you know?
I myself dropped out when I was 12, almost 13, halfway through eighth grade, due to family and school not being the way it should have been. Uh, it's yeah, uh, it's definitely an experience. Yeah.
Do you regret that time? How was it for you?
Well, the experience for me was nice. I want to say it was what I needed to do for me to get further, right? Um, it, I do want to say that it's probably not an option you want to go for. It's not like I want to go drop out. It's it has a lot of baggage coming with it
Mm.
to do so.
Mm.
But yeah, it's definitely not something I regret personally. But I do not recommend anyone else doing it because you will be late in life for a lot of things.
Mm. What kind of challenge, if then you don't recommend um, dropping out of school, what are then some ways to cope with someone who might be struggling with school?
I think it is very important to understand the concept of self-reflection at an early age and understanding critical thinking, being able to visualize and understand one's issues and also what might be others' issues. It's not only for the person themselves who did drop out or is thinking about dropping out, but also for the sake as a whole. There's a large part of people that yeah, it's hmm. There's definitely things that you can do in the sense of being trying, but it also requires you to have a very good safety net, or at least a functional safety net, which
Mm.
is also difficult to achieve in a lot of these situations with dropouts and with kids in trouble and kids struggling because uh, there's not like a direct guide. There's no one holding your hand telling you this is the way you should be doing it. This is more like you're left on your own kind of thing.
Mm.
It's very much a grow up experience. So it's not just something you go do, and it will, as I said before, also bring a lot of baggage with it, and have you playing catch up for many years to come.
Mm. What kind of challenges do you think there are to for kids and youth to stay in school?
I think there's a social aspect. Sorry. I think there's a social aspect challenge that challenges a lot of kids in the sense of wanting to fit in and wanting to be a part of their class and maybe not having the best relation at home, maybe being stressed out, being anxious about a situation going on elsewhere. And there is I think there is more challenges than meets the eye, and more cases than also can be based on words, right? Is one is not the same as the other,
Mm.
but one common denominator, of course, is the fact that a lot of kids are stressed and are anxious about not being able to fit into the system, right? fitting to this box, right? The box of being a kid that just fits in.
Yeah, yeah. I really don't think there's. Yes, it's a good point you bring up. Do any of you think have had any struggles when it comes to school, staying in school?
I I stay in school because I don't skip class in my life. Nothing. I think that the person skip class in school. Is a person think that no is no. Is a person with a help in class. Is a person que difficult.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, as there's a difficulty aspect of it, like you said that
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
a barrier that you have to kind of get past in order to be a part of this group of in people, maybe if you would say it that way, that are the ones who get maybe then favored treatment by the school or the teacher, that like you're on a certain learning curve that's expected of you, and then if you don't fit into that sort of mold because you have another background or other skills, then you're kind of put to the wayside, and then you fall even further behind. Do you have anything to add? Do you? Well, then this leads into the next point of like, how do you think schools could do better to support their students who are thinking about leaving, or have maybe are on their way out? What is, what kind of support systems do you see helping?
Basically, they need to help them. For example, the reasons why you drop out, it can be about problems in school. So basically, the teachers have to do some, let's just say, extra lessons with some kids that need help, so that they understand and maybe can help them not drop out.
Yeah, honestly, it's to the same extent. I think so too. I think it's a question I've thought about for the last couple of hours, wondering, actually, and I think it stems honestly at a lack of resources, at a lack of knowledge of how to solve these problems from the perspective of a teacher. It's a lot of these teachers are feeling helpless with just so much prepping to do for the actual class, that when it comes to using extra resources and extra prep for these I don't want to say inadequate students, but students that don't fit the metric, right?
Yeah.
And these students need help, but there's also, I think there's a lot to gain from listening to the kids and respecting the kids and trying to see it from their point of view. And maybe not so much in the sense of wanting to put them into what you want them to be and how you would like them to confer and how you would like them to portray themselves, but instead actually make up new ways for it. But that's easier said than done. There's a root in actually moving resources to help with this at a broader scale. It's not just a one size fits all.
Did you feel that about your teachers, that they weren't listening to you?
Yeah, no, definitely. I had a bunch of teachers who called me lazy and said that I was doing everything I could to just be sad and annoyed, and that wasn't really the case. But I definitely think, though I don't like really to regret or think back and try to undo history, because that's impossible. I do think that if I have had points where if I was reached out to and if someone saw me for what this problem was, I definitely think I could have gone further the right way.
Mm.
For my situation specifically, I think a lot of other factors also played into this. Not just so much the fact of teachers not paying attention, but it was definitely also the pushover that caused me to just say no.
Mm.
That-
Yes, actually, some teachers are not doing enough. They're not really helping children achieve, let's just say, their goals.
Mm. Do you have experience with that?
I mean, there are some teachers that are just not good at teaching to kids, or let's just say grown-ups. And then you have problems, and some kids just want to drop out.
Mm. Have you ever thought about dropping out?
There was one time it was really difficult in school. There were so many exams, and I thought about dropping out, but like, just I really want to stay. I really want to, for example, achieve my dream, my goal. So no.
Mm. Mm. Um, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I too think it's important. One of the best motivating factors is keeping a goal and actually trying to reach this goal of yours and keeping motivation. Like that, anything you could do to find that one spark of joy inside of you, doing what you want or expecting more, right?
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think that depending of the situation of the student, the teacher help with a familiar student, with a student with a friendly, yes, friendly. A student know the teacher know the student because the help is necessary for the evaluation of the class. etc.
Yeah, like the kids are not just kids, right? They are the teachers and the kids need this relation to be friendly, to be trustworthy, to actually feel like they're wanted in the class and not just left out because of their uh, maybe they just don't fit in this metric, right? And that's completely fine. And they need to also be accepted and understood in not fitting this metric and that being completely fine. Yeah, definitely.
Mm. Yeah. It's such a difficult I think as well for students and teacher, this kind of relationship that they have. Like, in some point you need to meet each other on a on a level of mutual understanding while maintaining, like, one person is a teacher, so they will have like more power, but then how do you still interact in a way that um, is productive to both sides? Do you have how have your teachers treated you? Have you had good teachers or bad teachers?
Yes, I have good teachers, and I I ver- I have también bad teachers because the teachers I can understand and they understand me. Eh, this is the situation of my day in high school every day.
Mm.
Mm.
How does it feel when you have a good teacher versus a bad teacher? How does it affect you?
The effect in my days don't relevance. No, nothing. The teacher nothing is nothing in my life because I I learn with me, so with my personality, be, but the teacher no.
Mm.
Yeah, and actually, some teachers, like if you have a good teacher, she can be really good, not give you homework and everything. But I think with strict teachers, let's just say bad teachers, they help you learn. I mean, in my opinion, they help you learn more because with good teachers, they let you, for example, talk in class and no homework and everything. And with bad teachers, I mean, I know you're going to get detention or something, but like, I think they're better teachers.
Mm. Have you ever thought about dropping out of school?
Nothing.
No worries. Would you say you're a good student or a bad student?
No, I think I'm a good student.
Mm. What makes you say that?
Everyone tells me that. Like, my parents really support me, and every time I show them my grades, and they're really proud of me. So I think I have good grades for my age.
Mm. Being a good student with good grades, do you learn skills that you think will help you later in life?
Yeah, I think it helps me. For example, um, I do many languages. I learn many languages in my school, so I think being a good student helps you achieve your goals in life, in your future. So, yeah, I think having good grades is a good thing.
Mm.